What's good, y'all? It's your boy Young Rome. We back with another one. Look, today we about to get into whatever this is. Teen pregnancy is being normalized and it's getting dark. This one is by Genz. Shout out to her. I don't know why it's getting normalized, but I guess we're about to figure this out together. Hope y'all like and subscribe and enjoy the video. Gang.
We just normalize teen parenting at this point because
No, we cannot. Why are we starting the video like this?
it's a normal thing. We are girls, we're human. That's what we made for.
Why do y'all want to normalize kids getting pregnant?
The arguments that I keep seeing are, well, you hit puberty at this time, your body does this, you're da-da-da-da. Just because your body is ready to do something does not mean your mind is.
Facts.
Tell me why they mad at me. Why are you mad at me? Because I don't like promoting teen pregnancy. What? Y'all are weirdos.
Social media has made documenting teen pregnancy easier than ever.
This is
100% too. Y'all remember that show? They still got that show? What, it was like teen and I don't even ever watch it. 14, 15 and pregnant. What the hell?
What I'm packing in my hospital bag as a 13-year-old pregnant teen.
Get dressed with me
13?
as a 16-year-old that's 30 weeks pregnant.
Get ready with me to go to an ultrasound.
Bruh, see, this is the thing. When I have a kid, if my daughter come home pregnant this early, I'm going to feel like a failure of a father.
Ultrasound was 16 and 28 weeks pregnant.
And as it's become easier to share, it's also become easier for people to justify.
Babies
we
having
just
babies.
normalize teen parenting at this point because it's a normal thing. We are girls, we're human. That's what we made for. Not really made for, but you know what I'm trying to say.
There's some chatter online
It's a normal thing for women to have babies, not teenagers, not children having kids.
about
What?
normalizing teen pregnancy,
She's
usually
tripping.
coming from the teen mothers themselves.
Y'all, here's why we should normalize
Here's why you have bad parents and your parents failed you completely.
teen pregnancy.
And this has sparked a growing
Go to school, figure out a career, get out your mama's house. True. Having a baby before your brain is developed is stupid to me. 100%. No, for real. I just saw a girl on here with 4 at 19. Dang, 4?
conversation,
Jesus.
one that's quickly turning into pushback, debate, and very strong opinions.
Sorry to burst some of y'all's bubbles, but yes, it is actually very embarrassing to be
Very
pregnant as a
embarrassing.
teenager.
Y'all over here getting pregnant? And it's okay? When was this normalized?
We're supposed to just be
Now,
okay
I'm
with
not
it?
gonna lie and make it seem like we're going back to the 2000s where teen pregnancy had a reputation to uphold. Today, teen pregnancy rates are actually at a historical low.
That's good. So why are they normalizing it? Making it seem like it should be normal.
It's an undeniable trend. Fewer Americans are having babies.
Everything from less unintended teen pregnancies, that's a good thing, to women possibly having more kids later in life, and the cost to have children. All of it puts
Whoa, gang, did I just turn my camera off? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
together is likely why there are declining fertility rates,
My fault,
not only in the United
English.
States, but worldwide.
And with birth rates continuing to decline, the conversation around who is having babies is being questioned more and more. And the
Facts.
answer to that question is starting to move in a direction none of us were expecting.
We still have 3.6 million births a year, but
U.S. It's not the fertility rate is record low. It's because nobody can afford kids out here. Even if you're grown and trying to have a kid, it's expensive. It's so
the
expensive.
problem is teens and young adults. From ages 15 to 19, the fertility rate is down 7%, meaning we're telling people that are young not to have babies, to wait till they're in a more stable life situation.
This video isn't about teen pregnancy itself. It's about what happens when a system we've been relying on starts to fall apart. So if you thought this was just another video about kids these days, you're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, let's
Because
find
once
out.
you see how the old timeline failed, you'll realize that the rules we've been following were just an 80-year-old social experiment. empowerment.
Wow.
Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. Now, to really understand how we got here, we would usually start from the beginning, but there's something happening right now that changes how we look at all of this. Most people don't realize, but your personal data is being sold online right now. There are companies out there whose entire job is to steal your information. This video is sponsored by...
Huh? Hit us with a sponsor?
They can go in and remove it directly, even beyond usual sites. And what I like, before teen pregnancy was even something to be debated about, back in the day, there wasn't a teenager for it to happen to. And I'm not exactly saying that people didn't exist at that age. I mean, the way we understand age right now, that wasn't how life was set up back then.
Very true.
Actually were not even a thing as far as a demographic of people until after World War II. So prior to World War II, young people were called youth.
They just spawned it in.
Woman. That's what they were called, and they lived up to it. They wanted to be like their parents. They dressed like their parents, talked like their parents, and wanted the responsibility that their parents had.
So the problem is the parents. Like we've been saying from the beginning of the video, the problem is the parents. There's no way. There's no way. So now they're always going to look up to the parents. The youth has always looked up to the parents. Now parents setting examples like getting pregnant early, having kids early, like living in the streets.
Before the 1940s, the separation between being a child and an adult looked very different. And when I say child, I'm mainly speaking about the 13 to 24 age range, which, believe it or not, a century ago was all grouped into one single jumbled up category called
the youth.
Adolescence.
Oh, the adolescents.
And then all of a sudden,
I'm an adolescent.
We were supposed to be adults.
In the early years of the 20th century, this new stage of life was defined.
So I don't want to be an adult. I want to be an adolescent.
Between childhood and adulthood.
I like that.
And that stage of life was initially called adolescence. And this separate stage of life having been defined...
Now they just say you're gen this, you're gen that. Now they don't even say this no more.
...caused problems for actual real-time adolescence. If we're different, if we're something between childhood and adulthood, what are we? What could we be?
Imagine being a 20-year-old man shipped off to the front lines of a world war, and the world still considered you nothing more than a toddler with 2 decades of experience. Nevertheless, even though you were technically considered young, there were a lot of responsibilities that made sure the youth in you didn't stay youthful.
They're trying to kill that youth.
Magazines like Life encouraged the strict conformity of post-war social.
This is Life magazine. They're literally Life magazine. This is Life. L-I-F-E. This is life. This is what life is. Mom, kid.
Norms in their coverage of teenage life, especially the girls. In one photo, one of the essay's twins is shown seriously concentrating on hanging laundry with an accompanying statement about how 1947 teens think of marriage much more seriously than their wartime equivalents.
Oh, no.
There was massive pressure to basically hit fast forward on your life and just start doing the things only grown-ups were supposed to do. And playing house was one of them.
Helen and Hal were only 17 when I married.
How many of y'all played house? Y'all parents was not on y'all enough, because I never played that. I heard of it. We ain't never did some shit like that.
Hal had finished
high
school.
Nasties.
And then he joined the army for 2 years to get his military service out of the way. He asked Helen to marry him a week before he entered the army. Now that suited Helen just fine. Married life was pretty tough for Helen. Then the baby arrived.
Because when you're 17, married, and holding a newborn baby, The world isn't going to see you as a teenage mom. At least not back in that era. But that started to change later in the 1940s.
True.
New economic changes were pulling kids out of these factories and wars, and were putting more of them in high schools.
One of the major contributors to the creation of the culture of teenagers was the public school system. Between 1920 and 1936, the number of
it's all conditioning.
Of teenage students in high school more than doubled from 30% enrolled to 60%. Enrollment in high school, rather than being forced to work alongside adults, gave teenagers a unique opportunity to develop their own culture as they spent more time in school with their peers on a daily basis than they did at work or with family.
Surrounded by
Very
hundreds
true.
of other kids with
You spend
nothing
so
to
much
do
time
but
at school.
talk to each other. That adult influence that once made kids little adults started to be erased. Here's the thing, these kids didn't want to be little adults anymore. So they did the very thing future generations would soon follow to do, which is rebel.
And during that time prior to World War II, that there was someone who was a delinquent, who was skipping school, being lazy, being disrespectful to authority figures. Those people were given a derogatory term. And that derogatory term was the word teenager.
Oh.
That's right.
I thought she was about to say something so different.
Someone who wasn't turning out right.
This generation is basically tasting freedom. They're finally being
My mind is so messed up. Cause it's just because what she was showing on the screen.
able to experience
Jesus.
what they now know is a
She was
teenager.
gonna say
You
something
can't tell them to go
wild.
back to being distinguished whippersnappers. I'm so happy I finally got an excuse to use that word.
Whippersnapper?
Whippersnapper. It's just so fun. They tried but failed, and the world was watching the birth of a brand new force. The American
Kids
teen
smoking cigarettes.
Juvenile delinquency now is recognized as a major problem by the top law enforcement officials of the land.
Our young people are getting out of hand everywhere.
Well, I know, Mrs. Robinson. Every report I get from the field.
Wow, they were really recording this, talking about our young people, why don't you whoop them?
Tells me how
Beat their
enormous the
butts.
problem is.
Like
But
you
no
did
amount
us. Like why? You can't beat your kids, but you can beat us?
of law enforcement can solve a problem which goes straight to the home. The solution isn't in arresting these youngsters. It's up to the parents to give them a home life which will be free from the temptation to delinquency.
That man said it's up to the parents, right? But
What if the they're not obviously parenting. Their parenting skills suck.
isn't that how these kids were named in the first place? Because the parents and
Parents suck.
societal
Make sure you're eating good. Grits, eggs, you know what I'm saying? We'll get back into it.
them adults with bills and babies at 17. That tension didn't go away though. There was just this in now where your grown-up reality and your high school schedule were clashing. You could be a
That's
legal
true.
wife and mother, but a
And then
high
go to school?
dropout at the same time.
Yes, isn't that Eileen?
Eileen got a baby now. She ain't coming back to school.
Gee, I haven't seen her since she left school. That looks like Mary and Seth. I wonder if they'll say hello to me.
Nah, homie.
Maybe they'll cross the street so they won't have to. Hi, Mary. How are you? Hi.
See you again.
Whose
You having
baby?
trouble, Eileen? Well, it's tiring. Sometimes I wish we had had more time to work things out.
And we talk about this like it's ancient history, but this was the reality for the women who raised us. They lived in a world where you were old enough to be a mother, but too scandalous to be a student. I actually sat down with my grandmother to ask her what it was like to live through that shift. What age did you feel like you had to stop being a kid and start being an adult?
16?
By the age of 14.
Oh no.
Couldn't be no kid no more. I had to take care of myself,
Yeah.
a husband, and a child.
Were you
At
able
14?
to go to high school? Were you pregnant while you were
I wasn't
in high
trying to do that. My
I
bad.
couldn't go to school, you know,
Yeah.
being pregnant. They had a
Because they
special
bully.
schools pregnant teenagers at that time.
What those schools did, removing the teenage girls whose bellies were too much of a distraction, it showed how important the teenage brand was. And it showed
So
just
everybody
got to
go to a new school just because you had a baby? Dang.
And eventually, instead of making these pregnant teens invisible, they just made them an example.
First, we were all surprised, you know. Everybody looked at like, Carol Clute is pregnant? At the time, she wasn't married, you know.
Carol is a sweetheart, and Dave is a really nice kid, and they both...
But they're just not married.
But, they're in a situation now, a real bind.
Some people, there's rumors at school saying that he didn't really love me, and
they're just having kids out of wedlock. See, they should have been more religious.
Stupid little rumors that
get them kids into the church.
Gone was the era of young motherhood, okay? That wasn't a thing anymore. Now it was teen pregnancy, and they called it a crisis.
The most recent numbers available show that in Guilford County in 2006,
it was definitely a crisis. Because I would say there was a lot of people that had kids so young. My dad was one of them.
10 and 19 became pregnant. Local health officials say the numbers have fallen steadily for more than a decade. But the Centers for Disease Control reports the U.S. still has one of the highest teen pregnancy rates among industrialized countries.
At this point, you were either a student or a statistic. And those quiet disappearances that my beautiful grandmother mentioned earlier, that evolved into public scandals, turned into movies, TV shows, PSAs, news reports, and cautionary tales, especially...
But now it's like they're glamorizing it. So what changed?
When there was the case of the pregnancy pact, and if you don't know what that is,
pregnancy pact,
just know it shook the nation.
Now to a disturbing story out of Gloucester, Massachusetts.
What?
There's been a dramatic increase in teenage pregnancies there, and authorities think they know why. Some say the high school girls planned it as part of a secret pact.
17 girls at Gloucester High School not only got pregnant, but according to some, it was
17 of y'all got pregnant at the same time. Oh my God. This is the dumbest mistake y'all ever could have made. So stupid.
No accident. School officials discovered the pregnancy pact after some girls seemed disappointed that their pregnancy test from the school nurse came back negative.
And by the early 2010s, the messaging reached a boiling point. Schools and media needed these babies to stop having babies. It's gone too far.
Yeah, you're tripping.
I'm pretty sure they were doing what they could with educating them. Sex ed classes were in every high school in the country at this point. But educating wasn't enough. So they started to traumatize these kids with the cold, hard truth.
What does this ad say to you? Dad, you'll be paying to support me for the next 20 years.
What? That is true. They tried to, the health tack didn't work, so they said we're gonna show you the real.
Wow. Dude, these are pretty blunt.
Honestly, Mom, chances are he won't stay with you.
That would really get my attention.
This is a new ad campaign by health officials in New York City. It's stunning teens and shocking parents in the Big Apple and here at home.
So now we have to ask ourselves, did all that trauma and public shaming from the past actually work? Well, if we look at the statistics, we could say yes, because the numbers have dropped lower than ever before. But if we look at our phones, that answer feels a little deceiving.
What my day looks like as a 15-year-old who's 37 weeks, I can definitely feel it.
No!
It readies me to go to school.
She said she definitely can feel it. You didn't see how big your belly is? Of course you feel it.
9 weeks pregnant at 16 years old.
Stupid.
I'm gonna do a get ready with me, and while I'm doing it, I'm gonna talk about how I found out I was pregnant at 14.
Y'all know I usually blur babies' faces, right? Well, it's so jarring that not only do I have to blur the baby's face, but I have to blur the other baby's face.
Because they're minors.
These are kids. And before I even take my next breath, let me quickly say, this portion of the video is not to shame these teen mothers. It's so much more complex than that. It's to show you how social media is now being used to flip the script and make
me trying to distract people from the fact that I'm a teen mom. What? You're an undercover teen mom. Mood, because this summer I'm finna be outside with diapers. You're happy?
Teen pregnancy look normal, almost expected,
It's not
like
excited.
it was back in the day.
Can we just normalize teen parenting?
No.
At this point, because it's a normal thing. We are girls, we're human. That's what we made for. Not really made for, but like, you know what I'm trying to say.
Once you get to 18, do whatever you want. Until then, you should not be out here having a fucking kid. Hell?
No, we cannot normalize teen pregnancy.
No.
Absolutely not. There is way more things to do with your life as a teenager than getting pregnant.
And when we see young girls talking this boldly about a situation, this
do your thing then.
And then on top of that, they double down.
Somebody in my comments asked me if I still want to normalize teen pregnancy. My mind ain't never changed. Yes, I still want to normalize teen pregnancy. We are human. I mean, women, whatever the case may be, you know what you getting yourself into.
You don't know what you don't know what you get yourself into because you're a kid. That don't make sense. They haven't even had life. They didn't even figure out life. They probably didn't even have their first job. They ain't even drive a car. You didn't even experience the world, and you having a baby. How? That don't make sense.
You do the do, and just stuff like that. Like, I really don't know why y'all make it a big deal. Like,
she has to be trolling.
It happens.
She's
just,
trolling.
Like, let them have their teenage years.
I don't take her serious.
You can still have fun and do what you gotta do with a baby.
The reality of teenhood feels like it's going off script. And it wasn't until I started digging a bit deeper into this topic that I realized just how scary it's getting. But first, I need to paint the picture for you. If you were in public school around the mid-2010s, I feel like we can all recall that one girl, maybe group of girls, that wanted to be pregnant. I know it sounds weird, but as young girls playing with baby dolls and seeing it on TV, trust me, it wasn't a brand new phenomenon that a young girl was already picking out baby names and romanticizing a lifestyle she wasn't ready for.
True.
My name is Victoria, and I'm 15 years old, and I don't care what my mama says, I'm gonna have a baby.
I forgot about this girl.
Take care of my baby.
I'm not gonna lie.
I've been in my body, then so be it.
When this girl came out saying this stuff, it's like they started glamorizing it. This is when the problem started to be a actual problem. I'm bad things. I'm gonna do it my own, and I can do it with my body. No, you cannot. No, you can't. No, you can't. You live in my house. You live in my house. I pay these bills. I put them clothes on your body. You cannot do that.
My mama thinks that I'm not ready to have a baby, but
You're
I
not.
have everything my baby will need. I'm not just having sex with one, not two, but three.
Disgusting. And you're 15, your mom's a failure. I would literally... the gentle parenting ain't gonna work with this one. Because, girl, I'm gonna have to send you to one... What's those schools? We drove past one the other day, yesterday. It's one of them... what's them schools called? Y'all know what them schools... Bad. Like, it's bad. You send her ass there. Because you're done. Three, and you're 15.
Friend, guys, my life dreams are to drop out of school, to be on Girls Gone Wild, and to have my baby.
With the occasion... no pop-ups on the Mari show and Dr. Phil. Most of those thoughts
that was when it started to be a problem.
The mind in the back of the classroom. But today, those thoughts are on the For You page.
I was 18 telling everyone around me, I'm going to be a superstar. And everybody's going, yeah, whatever, she's an egomaniac. And then, ha-ha.
The urge to become a teen mommy, but I can't because society won't accept it.
No, they will. You can. Somebody will. But should you do it? No.
Fine, I wish I could be a teen mom.
Hold on. Lower your tone. Is it hold on or hold up? Hold on.
Hold on.
Think I'm aggressive? No.
I came across a side of TikTok where the want to be a teen mom is a lot more common than I thought. With thousands of likes and hundreds of comments with too many likes for my liking, just weird. A few of them read, I feel like it's my purpose. This commenter searched up teen parenting routines on TikTok because they wanted to be one so bad. And then biology says yes, society says no. The argument of biology says yes is pretty terrifying when you think about it, because it's basically saying we should ignore every rule made to protect childhood.
It's literally
and
protecting
just
children.
Let kids face adulthood because their bodies are changing a bit more.
See,
middle schoolers should not be having. They should not be having.
they shouldn't. And then this is the problem that I'm seeing in a lot of these videos. A lot of these people are asking the children to skip a whole phase in life. They want them to go be kids to straight to be an adult. Like, there's no middle section here where they need to be adolescents and teenagers. Like why are we skipping this phase? This is needed for growth. You can't just be a kid and to be one day an adult. It's not gonna work.
Should not be having. And shame on everyone else who is trying to normalize the idea of middle schoolers having. Okay, because the arguments that I keep seeing are, well, you hit puberty at this time, your body does this, you're da-da-da-da. Just because your body is ready to do something does not mean your mind is.
It's not. You're still going through all these growth
quite
spurts.
Literally that simple.
So now the Society Says No crowd on TikTok is speaking out, and they aren't being quiet about it.
Why is this girl trying to argue me down about why 14 is too young to have kids? When I was 14, I was on my trampoline trying to figure out how to do a backflip without breaking my neck.
You think I'm gonna respect you and give you anything because you got cracked when you were 15? I don't care who's the parent. You can be my closest friend and you're a parent? Get the out of my face with that. You really want me to feel empathy and respect you because you cracked without a condom?
And while we have one side saying teen pregnancy is nothing to be proud about, while also noting that we should go back to shaming it.
I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but we need to bring back shaming teen pregnancy.
100%.
We need to start doing what our parents did and start demonizing it.
There's the other side with a bit more sympathy.
I've seen a lot of videos of teens and young women talking about how they got pregnant as a teen, and all the comments are always just hating on them, like, oh,
Yeah, but
you
no,
did this to
no,
yourself.
no.
This is not a flex.
Don't want to hear
How do
it.
you think people are going to react to this? You don't want them to be a teen mom because it's hard, and you don't want them to be promoting teen motherhood
Because it's gonna promote it
difficult
to
and that would be
more
difficult for
women.
other people.
No.
So what is your solution to make it more difficult for them to live as a person?
So the way she interpreted things were so weird. That's not the problem. The problem is you're going to show it off and make it think it's cool. People are going to start looking up to you. Now you're going to have all these little girls walking around here pregnant, and that's not okay. You think it's okay? That's not okay.
Argument here is that the mistake already
you think
happened.
this is?
So piling on the hate and shaming them into a corner isn't actually helping. But that's exactly where the two sides are starting to clash, because where one person sees support, the other person sees encouragement, and that's how we ended up in this non-stop loop.
I came across
It's
this
a
video on Instagram of this
two-sided
girl
thing.
talking about how she got pregnant at 14, she got pregnant at 16, and now she's pregnant again at 19.
What is this style? Like, is she going somewhere to like a costume party or something? Like, no hate, no shame. But why is her whole nose gold? Am I tripping? Is this a style? Why didn't she just put this color here? Or put this color here? I don't know. I'll be asking too much questions. My bad.
And then how her parents don't help her take care of the baby, so she gotta like get up and do it herself.
So I got pregnant at 14, 16, and 19, which means I have a 5-year-old, 3-year-old,
Good for you.
and I'm pregnant. My parents don't take care of my kids for me, which means I have to get up and do it. So let's go.
And all I commented was, oh. Was I judging? Absolutely, because teen pregnancy should not be normalized, especially at 14 and doing it again at 16. That's crazy. Tell me why they mad at me. Why are you mad at me? Because I don't like promoting fucking teen pregnancy. What?
Are you on
Y'all
the
are
toilet?
fucking weirdos.
And this loop goes so much more deeper than you think. Remember earlier when I said the conversation around who is having babies is being questioned more and more. And then after I said that, we watched this.
But the problem is teens and young adults. From ages 15
So they're
to
saying
19,
it's lower,
the
but it's
fertility rate
not.
is
They're
down
lying?
7%. Meaning we're telling people that are young not to have babies, to wait till they're in a more stable life situation, till they're more financially secure, maybe they haven't found the right partner.
I'm sorry, I didn't know less 15-year-olds having kids would be a problem, especially when you take into the fact that 15-year-olds are kids.
So are you saying that we want more teenage pregnancies? We want more kids that women can't take care of? Because that's her responsibility and nobody told her to go ahead and have that child. But here you are talking about the birth rates are down and we need them to have more children. With whom? Slowly but surely some of these states are rolling back the age of consent. Some of them are rolling back the age that a child can get married. It is all by design.
Here's the thing. When we look at the decline in birth rates from grown women who are opting out, it starts to look like society is trying to fill that gap.
As more and more grown women decide to opt out of motherhood, you're going to see the same group of people that preach modesty among women tell you that teen pregnancy is a good thing and that we should encourage that to maintain the birth rate.
One thing I'm not too sure about is the preaching modesty to preaching teen pregnancy pipeline. I see where she's trying to get at, but vouching for modesty, vouching for teen pregnancy, I don't know. I don't know how we got there. But in terms of society and the overall world, let's be honest. This world, this system, it needs a high birth rate to keep the world running. And from that news clip alone, as disturbing as it sounds, it seems like young girls may be in their view again, just like back in the day. You know, I swear, after researching and scripting for this video, my brain is fried, but not in a bad way. Like, I'm fine. It's more so fried in a way of I've fallen down such a deep rabbit hole because tapping into the young adult to the teenage pipeline and then how social media is trying to normalize teen pregnancy and then there's the other side that's shaming it. I learned a lot and my brain is so big right now. But I learned a lot and I hope you did too. Thank you for tuning into the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. If you enjoyed this video,
thank y'all for tuning in. Let me know what y'all think off in the comments. I think that this needs to stop. This not need to be normalized. For sure. And I hope y'all enjoy it. Watch the next one. Catch y'all on the next one. It's boy Young Wrong. Peace.